A 24-page letter written by Lieutenant Colonel Purohit to the National Human Rights Commission in December 2013 gives shocking details of the brutal torture that military intelligence officers and Maharashtra Police ATS team inflicted on him to extort out of him a confession that he was the mastermind behind the Malegaon blasts. In the last video, we showed how the idea of saffron terror was conceived and nurtured. In this video, we would show you how it was executed. Lieutenant Colonel Purohit was a highly competent officer. He had taken part in several counter-insurgency operations in J&K as an intelligence officer. The army chief had lauded his leadership skills and awarded him a recommendation card. But despite this, the Mumbai ATS had labelled him as a terrorist and imprisoned him for 9 months without raising any charge sheet against him. The way he was drawn into the hands of the Mumbai ATS was a feat of deviousness and cunning. In October 2008, Colonel R.K. Srivastava got orders from the Delhi Intelligence Headquarters to participate in a discussion with Lieutenant Colonel Purohit. On the basis of these orders, Lieutenant Colonel Purohit was picked up from the Army Education Services Training School in Pachmadi in Madhya Pradesh, where he was located at that time. On the way, his mobile phones were taken away from him at the Bhopal airport itself. From there, Colonel Srivastava took him to Mumbai airport, where he met the Intelligence Bureau officer Sanjeev Garg, who transported him to the Mumbai Interrogation Center. Almost immediately, he was beaten up by the ATS lowlings in the presence of the late Hemant Karkare and Param Bir Singh and asked to own up the entire responsibility for the Malegaon blasts. This is how Colonel Srivastava, a brother officer of Lieutenant Colonel Purohit, deceitfully facilitated the illegal arrest of Lieutenant Colonel Purohit. The official arrest took place only on 5th November 2008, that is, after a week of the illegal arrest. During his arrest, Lieutenant Colonel Purohit was brutally tortured. He was slapped, kicked, beaten black and blue. His private parts were twisted, pubic hair pulled out. He was tied to a chair, handcuffed, frozen to very low temperatures, and then beaten. He fainted several times and cursed himself for being alive. He was told that his mother and wife would be stripped naked and would be paraded if he didn't own up the crime. We are sparing the listeners from more horrendous ways of torture meted out to Lieutenant Colonel Purohit. Despite being completely traumatized, broken and shattered, Lieutenant Colonel Purohit never owned up the false charges. Only after a month, when he was produced at the Mumbai Sessions Court, he informed the court of this brutal and merciless physical torture. The military hospital in Mumbai confirmed the torture and trauma. These documents were submitted to the court. All of the above and the treatment given to a serving intelligence officer by Hemant Karkare, Colonel Srivastava, ACP Mumbai in ATS Mohan Kulkarni, Senior Inspector of ATS Arun Khanvilkar, and Param Bir Singh is mentioned in Lieutenant Colonel Purohit's bone-chilling letter. Param Bir Singh is the same man who is now under suspension on charges of extortion in several cases. Lieutenant Colonel Purohit was released on bail by the Supreme Court in August 2017 after being in custody for 9 years. On release, the army neither suspended him nor terminated his service. It actually promoted him to the rank of colonel in the normal course. But the fact remains that army neither intervened when he was in prison for 9 years, nor officially commented on the horrendous torture that he was subject to.